Wow, hey, so it's been a while. I have another Makeup Newbie Tries a Foundation video. I tried the Gressa foundation in my first video, and this time I'm going to be trying the stick foundation samples from Au Naturale. This is a cruelty-free, all-vegan beauty brand. Clean ingredients, non-toxic ingredients, so that's what I like to look for in anything that I put on my face. I'm not 100% green beauty, but I do steer more towards that. Like if you look at my makeup collection, it's going to be mostly green beauty brands. So in my little sample from Au Naturale, it came in this little colorful sachet, and you were able to select 5 samples, and the 5 samples each contains 1 milliliter of product, and they came in these little plastic pots. These are actually really helpful. I can see myself once I'm done using the samples, I can actually stick my stud earrings inside these samples so to keep my jewelry organized. So that's really cute. But anyways, I got 3 foundation samples and I got 2 of their cream samples. So the lightest one in the foundation samples is Lucia. This one, I've seen people with lighter skin tone use this. I just thought, like, let's see how it looks on compared to my skin tone. I also got Mallorca. I have a feeling this one is probably my perfect shade, but we'll have to try it on first. And then the deepest one is called Kapua. Actually, if you compare all of these samples, let me see if I can hold all of them up. The difference between the skin shades are actually very slight. Like if you just look at them straight on, you don't see that much of a difference, but we'll see when it's applied on the skin. It probably looks different in the pot than when it's on the skin. For the cream concealers, I have one in Almond and one in Tulum. So I'll also give those concealers a try, because the current concealer that I have, which is from Cover FX, it's their Power Play concealer. That one is actually too light for me. And I wanted to see how a concealer looks that's closer to my skin tone. And I also got a free sample of the Anywhere Cream Multi-Stick. So it comes in this little like informational packet. And here at the back it says that I got the color Daiquiri. It comes in 10 shades and they all look really nice. So the cream multi-stick can be used for your lips, your cheeks. I think you can even use it as maybe like a cream eyeshadow. I'm actually interested because it's a very pretty like red color. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I learned from my very first video that I should do swatches on my face first instead of just going straight on with the whole sample. But let's look for the lightest one. So I'll apply Lucia first. I'll do like a side swatch on my jaw. No smell. So I saw in one video they had to kind of warm the product up with the tip of their finger. So I'm going to try and do that without sticking my nail inside the product. Ooh. I think that's enough. I'm gonna touch up that swatch a little bit just to make it a little more opaque so you can see that. Okay, so that one is Lucia, which is the lightest shade. So on the website, Lucia is described as a color that's for medium skin tones with neutral to light olive undertones. And I think this is too light for my current skin shade. And next we're going to try is Mallorca. So the one right here, that is Mallorca, and that you can hardly see because I think it is the closest to my skin tone. Mallorca is described as a shade for medium skin tones with neutral to olive undertones. And last is Kapua. Put this on my thumb. Oh gosh, I'm just digging my nail into it. Eek. Actually, is this one my shade? I think it is. Making a big swatch. This is Lucia, which is the lightest one. Mallorca is right here in the middle, which is almost invisible. And then the perfect shade, I believe, for me is actually the deepest shade I selected, which is Kapua, which is somewhere here. Oh, if you can see it. Kapua is described as a shade for medium skin tones with a combination olive gold undertone. That's pretty awesome that I found, that I tried the samples on my face. Thank God it didn't work out like the last video. And now we're going to try the concealers. So the first concealer I have is Tulum, which is the lightest concealer that I selected. So that is Tulum on my chin, which is a bit light. I can see that being used as like a brightening concealer. On the website, Tulum is described as a shade for medium skin tones with neutral to light olive undertones. And the last concealer I have, and also the last sample, is the cream concealer in Almond. Yeah, that is deeper than the Tulum cream concealer. Tulum is a shade for medium skin tones with neutral to light olive undertones. I think I can try and go ahead and do a all over foundation try. So I will put Kapua and try it all over my face and try to do concealing with Almond. So hopefully those work out. So let's just cover all these with the cream foundation in Kapua. Cover all these lighter shades. Let's go in with okay. So straight on, it definitely is covering these like acne scars that I have going on here, the hyperpigmentation. Wonder if I should just stick to my fingers. I have a wet sponge, and I also have the Gressa Skin foundation brush. I can see myself using my fingers, although I would prefer not to. Also, how much is enough? Am I putting too much again? Which I did in my last video. Need to put some down my neck. I definitely already like the idea that this comes in a stick form, so I don't have to stick my finger in the foundation. think I'll buff it out with the foundation brush. Hopefully that goes fine. Because I think it's already warmed up on my skin, so maybe... So what I like already is that it's, for me, it's not giving me that mime effect that I had with the last foundation, but that was probably because I was putting way too much of that serum foundation on my skin. But this is looking really nice already, in my opinion. Like, I definitely am falling in love with this already, just from the initial impression. So I can still see, like, very lightly the dark spots from the acne. And I think you don't have to set this foundation. It dries to like a powder consistency, from a cream to powder. Could go down my neck more, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that so it looks more even. Wish I didn't have to stick my finger in it though, because my fingers are actually a bit longer than I like to keep them right now, so they're kind of like getting all in the product. Got a big chunk of foundation right here coming off my fingertip. So also it's not matte. That's another thing that I like. It's more of a, it has a glow to it, so I would, but it's not like dewy. I'm gonna say it's maybe a satin finish. I think, you know, I'm not very used to foundations at this point, so the terminology and everything. But it's definitely not, to me, like a flat matte looking foundation. Just want it to look natural with my neck. I'm just gonna buff that out. Make it look like pressed in and natural with the rest of my skin. Some glowy like lips today because of my lip treatment. Yeah, I would walk out like this with this sort of skin. It makes my skin look more flawless. Oh, I got a little sun that's not blended in right. Like I actually feel like I don't even need concealer. Like I'm comfortable with this. But we're going to try the concealer anyways, just to see. Maybe a little bit under the eyes, just a few dabs. So we're going to take Almond and we're going to use that as the under eye concealer. Let me just wipe my hands. But way to go, Au Naturale. All vegan, cruelty-free, clean ingredients, like, and the formula of this cream foundation, especially me being a makeup newbie, like that was really a joy to experience. Let's try this concealer. So I'm putting a little bit here towards the corner and a little here on the outer corner. And I'm gonna try and buff that out. Okay, anywhere else do I want? Can I use it for a little brightening here in between my eyebrows? Maybe a little bit down here, a little on the tip of my nose. And then let's try, oh, that's bright. Actually, that's a little bright. I'm gonna definitely have to buff that out a bit more. Oh no, it's making that even more apparent. I'm gonna have to buff that really good. Okay, let's just try that. And I vigorously used Kapua a lot, but there's still a lot of product in here. Like I'm guessing I could do maybe 2 more use, maybe even 3 more uses out of that pot. And this Almond concealer, I hardly like made a dip in it. That's gonna go on for a long time. So I can keep experimenting with it. I've seen some people use this kind of brush to like sort of pat in their concealer, but I don't know if that's how you're really supposed to use it. I think it's kind of big. But it helps to kind of get into that crevice, you know? And not move the product too much, but just really pat that in. I think I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge, though the one I use is from Hint Beauty. So I'm just patting in these. I don't even think this concealer was necessary for these dark spots though, but just giving it a go. Let's go in with my Hint Beauty sponge. Just tapping all that in, making it all blend in. Definitely, I'm enjoying this more than the Gressa serum foundation sample. That was actually really hard to use because it came in sachets and then you couldn't really control how much you were putting onto your hand. And that was just, I would rethink the packaging of those foundation samples. But this one, because it's a cream foundation, and they put it in these little pots, and you know, the warmth of my finger really helped when I took it out and then placed it on my face. It really spread nicely. My face doesn't feel heavy at all. It's like I'm not really wearing foundation. I'm just like really impressed. I'm beating my face with this sponge because I just want to make sure that I want it to like really set. So yep, really impressed with that so far. So let's do a close-up. I am noticing that my light is making me look a little yellow, so let's go ahead and try this in natural daylight. Okay, so I'm back. I'm in the living room because it has a nice big window, and I kind of closed the blinds just a teensy bit so that it's not too much light coming in, but you can see better the color of the foundation on me. So this is Kapua, and I'm also wearing a little bit of the Almond concealer, so you can see. So that was just really nice. I don't think I'll be putting on a full face of makeup today. I have to do some other things, but I'm going to be checking in later on today to show you what the foundation looks like, maybe after like a couple hours, hopefully around maybe like 7 or 8 p.m. Okay, so I'll see you then. Hey, so I'm back. It's about 10:30 p.m. and I have to say that I really like the way it looks. You're not going to see any like creasing around my smile lines. It still looks very natural. It doesn't feel heavy. I haven't had any issues with like oil seeping through the foundation, like my natural oils. It feels very comfortable, and to the touch it still feels very, I would say, almost like silky, velvety, like not like matte velvety, but has a very silky feel because of the cream. I do think that a line, when I did a really big frown earlier today, it did create like maybe like one line here, I think, but I kind of like tapped that out with my finger. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with the foundation. So what I'm wearing, again, for your reference, is the shade Kapua or Kapua. I think it's pronounced Kapua. So I think this is a very good match for my skin tone. I don't think there is a big difference between my face and like my neck. But if I compare it to, like, let's say my shoulder, or I know a lot of people will try to shade match their foundation to like their chest. This is slightly too dark. I mean, I could try using Mallorca, which is the one shade lighter to Kapua. So I could try that one and see if I could match like my chest and my shoulder with like two, and then make my neck and my face blend in with that. I also used Almond for my concealer, and again, I don't see any issue. The only thing is, this probably isn't a good example because I'm actually really sleepy and my eyes started watering really badly to the point of being almost, my tears were stinging my eyes because I'm fighting like fatigue. So I forced myself to watch like vegan and cruelty-free YouTube videos, like binge watch them just to stay up. But you can see like my eyes are like, my makeup has smeared all over my lower lash line and under my eyes. But like where I had put concealer, I had done some here, a little bit here, like wherever I had blemishes. I don't really see any issues with that again. So I think Almond worked out well. Maybe it's slightly too light, but once you blend it out, you don't really notice it. And I was able to wear the cream multi-stick in the shade Daiquiri that Au Naturale had provided as a free sample. So it's a beautiful shade. Like, I'm wearing it on my lips now. So if you like layer it and make sure that your lips are not too like moist from your lip balm, try to keep them a little bit on the drier side, and then you can really build up the color with this. Otherwise, if you want to have a more sheer color, make sure you put it over like a moist, very moist moisturizing lip balm, and then this will go over like a sheer wash of color over your lips, which is also pretty because I did that too. But as a, just to show you the pigment and the color on my skin tone, I really made it obvious for you guys. So that's what that color looks like. I didn't use it for my cheeks yet or as an eyeshadow because I didn't want to, like, I guess for this look I didn't really want to add too much red. This was the wear test for my samples from Au Naturale. They did also give me, as part of this sample pack, they gave me a code for taking off $5 off of my next order. You know, this also includes all of the ingredients for the concealer, the foundation, even their cream multi-stick, and even their powder, highlighter, and blush, if you were to order that in your sample. But I didn't, so, but it's good to have all these ingredients, and you know, it's a really good brand to support. Cruelty-free, vegan, green, clean, non-toxic. So yeah, this was definitely a good review if you wanted to know. So I might even consider actually getting the foundation stick because I just really love this foundation so far, and I'm going to keep wearing it to continue to test it out. But first impressions, excellent. So I really hope you found this video helpful. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more cruelty-free and vegan videos. And I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye.